ASMR video, and today I want to try something that I've been seeing before around, and it's the Am I the A-hole thing. I wanted to read you guys one and maybe make it into a little series of ASMR. By the way, I cut my hair. Tell me how you guys like it because I love it. Anyway, am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my sister's husband's surgery with my inheritance/college money? Context. My sister, female, 27, and I, 18, female, lost our dad a year ago. He was my only parent. Mom was never in mine or my sister's life. Dad left money, inheritance, for me and my sister, and she used her inheritance to get new cars and renovate her house. I live with my aunt right now, because my brother-in-law didn't let me stay with my sister. That's weird. I'm planning on using my inheritance money to pay for college tuition. I've always wanted to be a doctor, but haven't decided which branch yet. My sister and I haven't been close. It started after she got married to her chronically ill husband, who was allowed to make backhanded comments about Dad and mock his illness and make a scene at his funeral. Only because he's ill and shouldn't be held accountable for his behavior. I've distanced myself, but my sister kept visiting a lot lately, venting about my brother-in-law's condition. He's been in and out of hospital for heart problems and in need of surgery. She brought up my inheritance money several times, but I ended up cutting the conversation. She then straight up asked if I could help pay for her husband's surgery, and she'd pay back in less than a year. I felt uneasy, because if I give her the money from my inheritance, which is a large amount, then there's no guarantee she'll pay it back before it's time to apply for college. I'm taking a year gap, but I know my sister can't pay back that much, and I felt like I was risking my future. Understandable, honestly, especially if your sister's husband is an a-hole himself. And by the way, for anyone who thinks the way that people think, like just because someone's ill you shouldn't hold them accountable, you should. You really should, because there's no excuse to mock another ill person. There's no excuse to mock other people. That's just being mean and an a-hole. So that's that. I refused to help, and she had a meltdown at my aunt's house, calling me heartless, cruel, with no empathy. She said that her husband's health should be a priority, and I need to help because education is nothing compared to someone's health, and asked if I'd be happy to see her as a widow and my nephew with no father. My aunt suggested others pay, but most of them cut my sister and her husband off. I argued that her husband's poor health is my fault after she kept blaming and guilt-tripping me. She kept crying, and although my aunt decided to stay out of it, she said that I should be prepared for permanent damage in my relationship with my sister if I don't help her now. She's been sending texts and pictures of her family telling me this is what I was saying no to. A happy, healthy family with a healthy husband and father. I cried and felt like I was being selfish, not good aunt. I was being a selfish, not good aunt and sister. I asked my friend, and he said let them sell their cars and all the luxurious stuff they bought to afford the surgery, and warned me if I give them money, I'll never get it back and may not be able to go to medical school. Okay, so in those two paragraphs, there's a lot to unpack, I guess. Honestly, you're not heartless if you don't trust someone else to give the money back, honestly, especially if you're risking your own future. It's not your fault that they don't look for other help or I don't know, do things for themselves and try to rely on someone that's 18 years old. That's just not correct. That's just they're being the a-holes, honestly. And her sister is trying to guilt trip her and blame her and gaslight her in a way about basically killing off someone else, or not killing off, but like refusing to help. It's just bad. Like, as the friend said, they have lots of cars and luxurious things, then they should sell those stuff. and then let the husband have a surgery and be fine. Like, they can get the money. They just want the easy way out. And that's just not correct, because you're putting that burden on an 18-year-old that wants a future, and you're probably taking it away from them. So I hope they never gave the money. Did they reply? I don't know. There's not an edit, but I hope they don't give the money to them. Like, the friend is right. The friend is absolutely right. Like, no. Am I the a-hole if I still go to my brother's canceled destination wedding? Okay, I, 25 female, have a brother, 27 male, who asked me to be a bridesmaid in his wedding. He and I went to a resort in Mexico as children and have always talked about going back. In 2019, he proposed and he decided to have his wedding there in 2021. In order to secure the group discount, he needed 10 people to sign up and prepay. Our whole immediate family prepaid for his trip, which also let the bride and groom get their rooms for free. They were upfront about this, and we were happy to help. My brother and his fiancée just broke up 2 months before the wedding. The travel agency is letting everyone get their money back, so the rest of our family got a refund. I was really looking forward to this trip, so I looked up how much it would cost right now to book for another time if we were not a part of the wedding, and because of the boom in traveling. We were saving around 33%, which is a lot. The travel agent let my brother know that we are keeping the reservation, and he is really upset. He feels like I'm going to his dream wedding in order to save a couple bucks. My family said it would be okay if I went, but I can't talk about it and would have to hide it from social media. Am I the a-hole if I still go to my brother's destination wedding even though it will hurt his feelings? No, I don't think so, because it's just he's a, as this comment says, there's this comment that says, not the a-hole. Your brother is upset about one thing and lashing out at another. Go and enjoy yourselves. Just don't rub it in his face. Keep it off social media or limit what he has access to. Which is the best answer yet, I guess. Am I the a-hole for not covering my coworker's shift when she can't get a babysitter? Title may sound mean, and maybe it is. Not sure. I work retail, but we're union. And there's a thing in the contract that everyone is supposed to get 1 weekend day off every month. It's not much, but better than nothing. I have this coworker that's a part-time, so 12/1, there we go, Monday to Friday, because she has a kid. I'm not sure if they told her she needs to open up her availability or what, but lately she's been scheduled weekends too. Every time she's scheduled on a weekend, she goes around trying to get someone in the department to cover her shift. If she can't get anyone to cover, she just calls in. Well, I'm scheduled off tomorrow, and she's seen it on the schedule and approached me yesterday. First she started up just bringing up the weekend, and she noticed that I was off and asked if I had anything planned. I said no, because I don't, and I don't need a reason not to take a shift. Then she asked if I would mind covering her shift for her. I said yeah, I would mind. It's my first Saturday off since the beginning of June. She seemed to accept it and walk away. A couple hours later, she asked again, starting that it's only a 5-hour shift from 7 to 12, and I'd have the whole afternoon off, and I'd have the whole afternoon still off. I said no. She said, but I can't find a sitter on weekends for my kid. I said that's not my problem. She said, you don't have kids, so it's not a big deal if you work on a Saturday. I just walked away. Later, our assistant manager came up to me and said that coworker was offended by me saying not my problem about the sitter and coworkers help each other out. I said, yeah, but she can ever help me out, so no, I want my Saturday. Apparently now it's my fault if they're short-handed tomorrow. I don't think he's the a-hole in this part, because as they said, it's their first Saturday in that month, and I don't know, I'd be pretty bummed too if I didn't have my free time, you know? So, yeah, plus it's not their problem if the person can't get a sitter. It's their own problem. What about the parents or anything? I don't know. Maybe we just don't know the other person's side of the story, so we technically don't have a say in it, so I'm not. Okay, we're gonna go on for the last one for today. This one is pretty long and it has some edits, so yeah. It says, am I the a-hole for demanding a charity gift back from a poor woman for misspending the money? Okay, let's see. A little background. My family contributes to a charity project where more wealthy people get a glossy magazine that looks like a shopping catalog, but instead of designer products, is filled with stories of poor people giving a pitch where they tell their stories and ask for, usually financial, help. Each year, we pick one or two cases who we help, usually by giving money, but this can also mean like legal or financial advice, helping them learn the local language, etc. etc. We have been doing this for at least 5 years without any hiccups, and we enjoy doing it. However, recently we ran into a problem case. A single mother is in deep debts after having struggled with addiction for many years and was cut off from electricity for not paying bills. In her pitch, she said she was already on a payment plan, slowly repaying the debts at her own strength, but for the sake of her daughter, asked for 2,300 euros to repay the electricity bill, so they wouldn't have to live without electricity until the debt was repaid, which would take 2 to 3 years. The debt consisted roughly of 600 euros for the principal debt, 500 euros for the electricity to be switched on again, and 1,200 euro penalty for being late on payments. This is the major cause why people get problematic debts. By negotiating directly with the power company, we got to an agreement that they would reduce the late fees to 240 euros if she would pay the debt immediately. This took some real effort from our side. We would then donate her the remaining 1,340 euros to repay the debt. We made a contract explicitly stating the money was to be used to repay electricity bill and gifted the money to the charity organization. However, we were later informed by the electricity company that the woman did not uphold her part of the deal, therefore the deal was off. Apparently, she had not paid the remainder of the bill to the electricity company, despite having received the money in her account. When we asked why this was the case and what the money was spent on, she refused to reply. So we reminded her that she had a contractual performance obligation to repay the debt to the electricity company, and that if she did not meet this requirement, the money is redeemable. However, the organization is requesting us not to push through with this and just let her keep the money, since this would add to their debt and make her situation worse. However, we don't feel like that. We feel scammed. We fell for a sad story and were made to believe we could fix a large part of this woman and daughter's trouble for a reasonable amount, and she probably just spent it on shopping or is hiding it away where debt collectors cannot get to it. That money should have gone to a different family who can actually be helped by this. So yeah, having heard the full story, are we the a-holes for demanding this woman to pay back the money? Personally, for now, before the edits, I don't think so, because it technically is a scam if the woman's gonna use it for something else other than what she promised. Edit. With regards as to why we or the charity did not pay the utility company, usually that is indeed how it's done, but for the utility company this was not possible, since the money had come from the bank account of this woman, or their payment system would not recognize it as a valid payment to her account. This was also why the performance contract was drawn up, to make sure the money would be used for its intended purpose. Edit. I don't really get why people are so upset about the project. Maybe I did not explain it correctly. The project is called the Quiet 500, and when it was new, it was very much celebrated for its innovative approach and making poverty visible for those with the means to help. I don't see why it would be something dystopian. Final. Although we still feel bad for the woman screwing us over like this, we decided to forgo the money, since there was no reasonable way of recovering the money anyway. However, the woman is now on a blacklist visible for other charity organizations, and also to her case manager for the debt recovery program. So, in the end, she will likely feel the consequences of what she did. She could have been relieved of a significant portion of her debt if she had cooperated, and that is actually true. I don't know, maybe it's just the money, when it arrives, it gets to people's head, and at that point we cannot do much about it. But I don't feel like they're the a-holes for just wanting the money back when they felt scammed. As the person said, like, they forgo the money and just... But it's sad that she put that on herself. Like, she could have easily just paid the debt, or like that significant portion of the debt, and just been fine for a long time, and just... I don't know. Just that one made me sad a bit. It's like, dude, you were so close. You failed the whole assignment. Anyway, guys, that was it. That was all for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. And honestly, I missed reading just stuff to you guys. So tell me how much you like it. We will see each other in the next Saturday. So